Hi everyone, welcome to Straight from the Divine Tarot. We are Thursday, August 14th, 2025, and we're here doing a general collective reading. It's a timeless read, so it's for whenever you come across this reading. It could be a year from now, it could be tomorrow, it could be next 10 years from now. If there's something, if you're attracted to this reading, there's chances are there's something in it for you, right? A little golden nugget of inspiration or information or truth. Also, you can switch the genders and the roles as you need to. That is not a problem, okay? Use your higher wisdom and discernment always while you're listening to collective general readings, because they're not personalized, okay? This is not just solely for you. There's thousands of people here watching at the same time. So just know that. Use your higher wisdom and discernment always. Thank you for being here. I'm truly grateful to each and every one of you. I love you guys so very much. Let's see where we're going to go with this today. Spirit guides, guardian angels, ancestors, the white light. 888, abundance. Or this is the Lionsgate portal. 3 of them came out. Wedding vows and money is more important than love. So somebody's getting karma. You got involved in a relationship or a marriage for money. I'm going to put that back in. So this is karma, and this is also abundance. What you put out, I mean, 8s, put them on the side. It's an infinity symbol. What you put out into the world, you get back. 555, that's the bottom of the deck. Get ready for profound change. It's going to happen quickly. There's nothing you can do about it either. Could be good change, could be bad change, just so you know, okay? You could be a Cancer, or they are, whomever you're dealing with, or something happened in Cancer season. Unexpected help is arriving. Hit and run. Somebody could have had a hit and run. You might be involved in that. I hope not. Or somebody wanted to hit it and quit it. Rejections, God's protection. There you go. So you avoided something by feeling rejected. You could be a Pisces or somebody else's, or something happened in Pisces season. It was only lust. Something to do with last winter or this winter coming. Or it's a winter of discontent. It's their winter. Okay, no more winters for you. It's infatuation and obsession. You could be an Aquarius, somebody else's, or something took place in Aquarius season. A soulmate reunion. Somebody's bargaining on that. Replace your fear with faith. They really miss you a lot. Last 6 months or the next 6 months. There's been stiff competition. Emotional outburst ahead because something's ending for someone. It's time to move on. Congratulations. It's time for you to move on. It's time for them to move on. Somebody's stuck on something. I was picking that up earlier. I was doing loading up the dishwasher. But I was picking up somebody just inserted themselves in certain people's lives. I mean, it's different for everybody. Somebody dictating to you and others how much money you should make, how you should live, what you should have, whom you should have in your life, who should love you, whether you have love or not. Who the fuck do these people think they are? They're being exposed right now. So congratulations. 888. Where are we going with this? It's funny how the top of the deck was 888, the bottom is 555. Both numericals. There could be a phone number too, something to do with a phone number. Okay. Toxic. You're dealing with people that are toxic. Drama, arguments, incompatible. Yeah, you took some time out, or this is your cue to take some time out to recharge. Breathe, let go, clear your mind. That's the change. This change brought you the ability to breathe, let go, and clear your mind and see things clearly if you haven't already been separated from these people yet. That's what's going to happen. So somebody's feeling trapped, or they try to trap you, stuck, no options, unforgiveness, shattered, broken, nightmares, and failure. There's an epiphany here. Self-reflection, answered questions, untapped talents. So you could have felt trapped at one point, shattered because you're living a nightmare, something failed, maybe another relationship or your business or whatever. Maybe you got into another, I've done this a few times where I actually lost everything, went into debt. But out of this, you got an epiphany, or you will. Self-reflection, answered questions, untapped talents. You're discovering some untapped talents here, and you're going to be able to use these talents to help you move forward in life and glow up. I can't make this up. New opportunities, new career, successful business. Yeah, you've been in isolation. You figured out you had to cut ties with certain people or certain situations. Freedom, standing up and awaken. You used this time wisely. You were delayed for a reason. Maybe you were procrastinating, felt too busy, but now you have all the time in the world to heal and to move forward out of chaos. Somebody's going to spend some time in chaos. And it won't be you this time. Upheaval, disaster, downfall. They wanted to bring chaos into your world. It's right where they are. I just heard that. These people think that they can play God in other people's worlds and do it behind the scenes where no one's going to know but them and or their cult coven secret societies or their other karmic friends, and they laugh about it. Well, I'm here to say it's stopping now, okay? Profiting off of others, stealing from others, taking what's rightfully belongs to someone else and claiming it as their own. It's going to end. They're being exposed. 888 toxic. Where are we going, please? They could be going through a lot of drama and arguments, and yeah, remain unbothered. They want you to argue with them. They want to bring drama into your life and arguments. They maybe went around saying that's all you do. You're just toxic. Well, your actions belie. It shows how much of a liar they are. Remain unbothered. What are the chances? That's the top of the deck. This is the bottom. Unfazed. Remain unfazed. This is an obsessive lover, yours or somebody else's. Dangerous, toxic, unhealthy, possessiveness, and karmic. Or this is what they say about you. Trying to block you. Block anybody from coming near you. Right? Under fake accounts. Fake social media accounts to spy. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Somebody that put you in a love triangle or claimed you did. Third party, multiple lovers or choices. Or this is the third party that got involved. They can't seem to leave you alone. They're participating in divination abuse. Or this is somebody that's abusing divination. Take it for whatever it is. Somebody trying to impersonate you, wants to be you, acts like you, dresses like you, looks like and copies you. So somebody that got into a third-party situation in the past, they were the third party, and now they want to be you. They still can't let you go. That's a thief as well. Rob, loss, theft, physical or emotional. They're cyberbullying you. A grudge holder, possibly lighting candles up against you. They made you an offer. You're uninterested, or somebody else was uninterested. Maybe they're trying to hit up other people that you deal with, or you've dated, and or you are dating. Somebody's reflecting. They're going to have to reflect. Yeah, fake smiles. You're moving on. They're going to have to move. Groupies. Maybe you have groupies, or they wanted groupies. I don't know. Your light, it irritates their demons. People are finding this out. Inside scoop, a closer look, nosy up in your business. This is a drama starter. People are finding out exactly who this person is, or these people are. Carless. They can't move forward, or they got their car repoed or got into a car accident. No car repo, car issues. They're fake flexing. Acts rich, flosses money, acts fancy, shows off. They're baiting, or you're the spiritual bait, or now they're stuck. They can't get off the hook. They're on the hook for something. They're trying to bait you into a fight. A girl fight or guy fight. Okay? Don't fall for it. They want to say, see, I told you. See, I told you. Meanwhile, nobody sees them poking the bear. Nobody sees what they say or do behind the scenes, right? 888. They're getting some karma for this. Toxic, unbothered. You're just doing you. Congratulations. Just focus on you. Focus on the moment. Don't focus on yesterday or tomorrow. Cold shoulder, breakup, distance, and separation. So this could be a past lover, or they broke up with your past lover because the past lover might have just realized, oh my God, I'm with a copycat of the last person I was in love with. They're the ones that broke me and them up, blah, blah, blah. Or they took a huge role in that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not sugarcoating it. They're just as guilty as the karmic here. They're both karmic. The controversy, drama, scandal, and truth coming out. What I tell you, it's coming out. You are unfazed. You're unbothered because you know eventually it's going to come out. Like in my situation, they told me to don't say nothing. Sit back, watch and wait. Do you heal, work on your channel, work on yourself, your home. Do what you need to do, what you want to do. Enjoy life again. Find your passions. At the same time, they told me, they didn't tell me when, but it was all going to work out in the end. They were going to have egg on their faces. Everybody that took part in wanting to hurt me is going to get found out. Anybody stealing from me, they're going to get found out. I just have to sit back and wait. So they're snooping here. They could be driving by your home or your business, stalking your social media, visiting tarot readers or psychic readers to see what you're up to. Divination abuse, right? But guaranteed, the divine told me any kind of divination abuse, anytime they're trying to... I used to have a family member that would call me up and say, well, I went to a psychic, they said this and that about you. And I'm going, well, that's not for me. I knew right off the bat they weren't reading me. But This person wouldn't believe me. The other times they would listen to tarot online and say, that's you. No, it's not me. Or they'd call me and say, I read the cards. That no, you're not reading me. They were reading themselves, them and their ugly energy. There's a message here. Communication, conversation, expressing feelings. Message in the bottle. Determined, persistent, still holding on. Somebody wants their flowers. You're going to get your flowers. You're going to get some gifts here. They want intimacy with you. Somebody wants to come back into your energy. They're in avoidance. They can't face you, though, because they know what they've done, what they participated in hiding, feeling guilty, no communication, and the other person's envious. So your past person wants to come back, have intimacy with you, and or this third party that got in the way wants intimacy with you. Yeah, that's weird. They want to be you because they love you. They sent you a whole bunch of spiritual attacks. There's a lot of red flags here. You're in the spotlight. They want to be in the spotlight. Somebody's very self-absorbed, or they claimed you are. This is somebody that always needs an audience. They need outside validation all the time. They're very secretive, sneaky, mysterious, hiding information. Yeah, they're hiding the fact that they're trying to come across as a divine feminine energy, male or female. But you are. They're trying to hide you because you are divine feminine energy. Male or female. They're trying to lock you up, or they're going to get locked up here. This is the inferno. Chaos, job loss, everything crumbling. And they're hurting now. Now they want a reconciliation with you, but there's been no contact because they were living a double life and they've hit rock bottom. Karma, jail, legal issues, life falling apart. And they were playing mind games. No, on a different note, all of this crumbling, the third party that got involved, maybe your ex is doing the same that they did to you. They found somebody new or different, and now their life's falling apart. They're hurting. They want to reconcile with your ex, and or this is your ex. The third party is moved on to other people. They had a double life, and now they want to reconcile with you because they're hurting. I don't know what to do with this hurt. Ouchie, it hurts. Ow, feel sorry for me. Ow. But it's okay to do it to other people. I don't think so. They're going to have to sit in that pain and learn from it. 888, toxic. Toxicity. Unbothered, cold shoulder. Maybe they're trying to reach you and you see it, but you're going, yeah, no, I'm not participating. Yeah, no. We've been broken up for a while. There's a lot of distance here. We've been separated. I got no dealings with you. Yeah. Emperor in reverse. Out of control. In their ego. Wow. What's the message, please, Spirit? You're coming into abundance and they're toxic. They want to participate. They want to partake of your abundance and your good news in your life. I want some of that. You know, some people, they put all this effort into taking from other people and swindling. What would happen if they put all that effort, time, and energy into doing good things for themselves, healing, starting their own business, going to school, going out there and working for themselves? Imagine where they would be today. Certainly not going to jail or hell. That's what's slated for some of these people. Thank you, Spirit. Emperor's in the upright. This could be you or someone else. Divine masculine energy. A father, a boss or leader. Taking back your power. Male or female. This is an action taker. Okay? Somebody that has authority, spiritual, 3D or both. Somebody that has power. They're established. They're wise. They've learned their lessons. They've elevated. They've gone through all the highs and lows of each and every king in the deck and learned their lessons and elevated and ascended. And now you're displaying all the finer qualities of all four kings and then some. You could be a seasoned traveler, or they can be. Could be online. Somebody world renowned. Take it for whatever it is. Overarching energy. Okay, going within, doing that soul work. This is the hermit. It's the overarching energy. Somebody's on their own, tapping into their higher wisdom. Maybe they have a connection with source. Somebody's shining a light on something. Maybe you're a light bringer, a way seer, a way shower. This could be an investigation as well. Watching and waiting, what I tell you, online. Investigating online, ending a cycle to begin a new one, finding out somebody was traveling or they need to move, or finding out just how protected you are. And you're alone. And these people are coming after you. Yep, you know they betrayed you. They feel betrayed. Something could be I don't know, come out online or something. But this is learning lessons. They betrayed you. The worst is over. 10 of Swords in the upright. This is a harsh and painful end for someone. They didn't want to investigate. They didn't want to invest in you. This was a poor investment. They spent a lot of money. They're in financial trouble here. They can't recoup their monies they sank into this false crusade against you. End of the road, can't go any further. They have to relocate. Yeah, they're having financial difficulties. They wanted a life of luxury off your back. This could have been a money crime. They're greedy and selfish, codependent and clingy, very unstable and insecure. Don't want to be alone. Nobody wants to invest in this person anymore, I think. They're having financial difficulties for sure. They don't want to mind, they can't mind their own business. They're in other people's business all the time. Maybe other people are refusing to invest in this person. Spend time with them, waste time with them, you know what I'm saying? It's just a waste of time. It could be misappropriation of funds as well. Yeah, this is, yep, look at this. Empress in reverse. They're with a doppelganger. Somebody's very chaotic and karmic and toxic, greedy, selfish, jealous, lazy, promiscuous, potentially, very controlling and possessive. Gold digger, cloud chaser. This is an opportunist wanting your spiritual gifts, your blessings, your money, your stability. And they did something so very, very quickly. It could be paid money to attack you. They were attacking you physically, verbally, spiritually. I don't know. Trying to sacrifice you, keep you stuck and struggling. They don't want to let go. They're trying to delay you. They're angry because they're stuck and struggling. They're coming after your money, your blessings, whatever this is. You got to pay up. Somebody's angry. Oh, no, that's too many. What's going on with the cards today? It's like 3 at a time. 3 must be their magic number. Walking away. They're angry. You walked away. You're no longer emotionally invested, or the other party's no longer invested. They're facing someone, the unknown. You walked away in search of your 9th and 10th cup because there was no emotional fulfillment or happiness where you were. Something happened quickly. And they found out there was a third-party situation, or they found out, right? They need your help. They were planning something. Building something. Collaborating with others. They're trying to see what makes you tick. Maybe they studied you so they could be like you, claim they were you. They're trying to take you off your pedestal here. They're trying to chip by chip take you down. It could be a contract as well. So they're walking away from a contract or the third party. They're stuck in their head. They're feeling trapped. They're trying to restrict you, bind you. They're trying to find a way to bind you. Somebody's stuck in their head, though. You can't move forward. There's too many obstacles to overcome. You could be going to jail. Somebody's a scam artist or doing magic, or they're bound. Somebody's bound to something or someone. This is somebody wearing a mask, very insincere. This could be a love bomber as well. They chase you until they get what they want, and then they're gone. There's no follow through with their promises. No communication. This is bad news. Somebody lied. They threw rocks and hid hands. They feel entitled. They're a drama starter. They're juvenile, infantile. They have no inspiration, no creativity. Again, this is something that needs outside validation. I keep picking up the last couple of days smarmy. Somebody that's very smarmy. And I can't describe that any other way, use any other words than that. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. It's a very smarmy person. Everybody's got to do for them. They need outside validation. They need an audience at all times. Like that one card said. Yeah, they need an audience at all times. They are a pretender. Okay, they were bragging. They're showing off. They could be out in the public eye. They want to. They lied. You could be out in the public eye. This is victory, success, reward, recognition. Yeah, this conflict, competition, jealousy, drama, strife, rivalry. So somebody's trying to rival whatever it is that you do. They could be stealing your intellectual property and or your work, taking credit for it. They already have enough, but they simply don't want you to have it. Okay, everybody's got their own stick almost, right? But they're like, nah, I'm taking it. They already have enough, but they're taking what's yours. It's because it's you. They just simply don't want you to have it. Yeah, they want you to let go, or they got to let go. They have to give up. They're angry. They're scared. They can't get you. Yeah, this is corruption, abuse of power, abuse of authority. They have no authority. Lost their authority or abused it. Somebody was in their ego, in their pride. They're very arrogant and aggressive. A bully, a tyrant. They bent to public pressure. They went along to get along. They knew what they were doing was wrong. They did it anyways. This is a shit father, boss, and or leader. No power. They gave their power away. Yeah, look. They have no power. They have no spiritual protection, no faith, or people are losing faith in them. They're sick, injured, and or feeling ashamed. They're losing hope. They don't want you getting wish fulfillment. Either your ex knew this person was not a divine being and they were in on it with them. And if they were a higher level soulmate, they are no longer. They got demoted, okay? I heard that loud and clear. And or they were never a higher level soulmate. They're both karmics, okay? Parting away is lack of trust. Is all one-sided here. There's no harmony. It's a lot of disharmony. Don't see eye to eye. Don't get along. You're good on your own. Yeah, there's lots of lies. No truth, no clarity, no communication. You haven't spoken to them since you left them. You're getting your justice here. You balance the scales. This is karma. This is a reckoning. Or they figure, they know they lied about you. You're not going to speak to them as long as they don't clear this up and bring you justice. This is a tower moment. Somebody's having a tower moment. It's going to happen quickly. It's going to be sudden. This is the universe bringing this about, okay? They tried to build off of a false... They tried to build something upon a false foundation, giving a false sense of security and false impressions. Yep, seeing through the illusions here. All that glitters isn't gold. There's no more confusion. They're running out of viable options. They can't coerce, bribe, blackmail, whatever they were doing, tempt others to help them. This is over. Maybe they were running out of options to try to unalive you through spell work. I don't know. Whatever this is, it blew up in their faces. You are the phoenix rising. They didn't want you to have any choice. Yeah, oh, death spells. There we go. Queen of Wands. This is black magic, voodoo, whatever they were doing. So someone was promiscuous, jealous, a bully, hateful, spiteful, abusive, using sexual wiles to get their way, wanting control, player energy, did something too quickly. So whoever your partner was loved, maybe, you know, prostitutes. They loved promiscuous people. They loved to be promiscuous. They were doing spells on these people, or they had a spell on them. I don't know. This is a player energy, very flighty. Don't think before they act. Knee-jerk reactions. They got demoted. But I tell you, if it's a higher level soulmate, they love the smut. They can stay there. Fall from grace. Too much partying, too much sleeping around, or this is the third party that was doing so. Somebody was going around acting like it was you. Maybe they accused you of being a whore, doing magic, sleeping around, partying all the time. Somebody's definitely trying to impersonate you. They're very smug, full of themselves, selfish, and know-it-all, and show off. This is a fall from grace, no emotional fulfillment or happiness. Yet again, they didn't want you having emotional fulfillment or happiness. This is family discord. They're going to be losing everything. No, they're not into long-term relations, that's for sure. Or they're losing everything, or they try to steal a large amount of money from you. It could be an inheritance, spiritual or otherwise. They're trying to slow something down, or they need to take accountability. They need to pay up. I don't know. Could be some mail coming towards you. This is your rite of passage. Fall from grace, that's for sure. Somebody's getting demoted. They went to the crossroads, making a decision, watching you from afar. You're still moving forward, or they're planning something. Heartless and cruel, showing no emotions. They were just drained or draining you. They didn't want you having love. There's no self-love here. No true love. No happiness, no new beginnings. No peace, because that peace dove is going. Non-committal. Not your twin flame. Unstable, losing their home, their business, their stability. The party is over. There's no redemption. Could also be you're not going to cry over this person. You won't cry for this person. They never cried for you. They were the bane of your existence, truth and clarity. Could have tried to steal a home or a business as well. Truth and clarity, you're happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is illumination. Someone's being exposed. Yeah, the truth is they were holding you back or trying to hold you back. They were greedy and selfish. They don't want to let go of what doesn't belong to them. They were sitting on something that belonged to you. You're protected, or they're trying to protect themselves now. You're stable and secure. Yep, they intercepted your mail or your money. They didn't pay you. They don't want to pay you. They're unfaithful. You can't be trusted. They're irresponsible, immature. They're lazy. This is not their rite of passage. Can't slow you down any longer. It's a lot of lies and illusions. They were paying. They can't pay up. They're scared. They can't. They don't have anything of value to offer. They can't come correct. There's a lot of lies, illusions, and deception here. Wearing masks. Could be spell work as well. They're in their emotions. A lot of confusion. Yeah, they're afraid. They're afraid of your intuition. Or you're secretly seeing some readers or spiritualists. You haven't been speaking to them. You're highly intuitive. You're very psychic. You could be a reader or something like that. Don't have to be. There's a lot of secrecy. Yeah, they're worried. This is the worst that's happened. This is a nightmare, or you're not worried. They want to see if things are going bad in your life. Or they're seeing readers, try to get information out of these readers because the worst is happening to them. Maybe they conjured something, and this is nightmares here. Definitely having nightmares. In mental distress. If you're in any kind of mental, emotional distress, please go to the hospital. Pick up your phone, call 911. They will come to you. Or maybe these are the readers they're now seeing. Yeah, they want to unburden themselves. Maybe these readers are realizing that these people were lying to them. I don't know. You're unburdened. You remained unburdened. Unworried, unburdened. Or somebody wants to unburden themselves. They got to drop this, let this go. Okay. You got God on your side. This is the divine. This could be a platform. If you're on a platform, they want you to let go of your platform. Or this could be a reader or readers. Maybe they're worried about their platforms, their marriage, a contract, dealing with an institution, or the divine. You're working. This is success. You mastered your emotions, your craft. You got a lot of discipline and diligence here. Success. This is destined. It was always destined to be. You were working hard to try to take your destiny. Good for you. Well, the divine's working to take it right back. The divine, you see, they can't take your destiny because that is a covenant. It is a contract, a pact that you have with the divine and with other soulmates. Okay, because you're here for a reason. We all are. To elevate, to grow, to serve a purpose in service to the divine. But this has changed, divine timing as well. So somebody was trying to hitch a ride on your wheel of fortune. You were dealing with gold diggers and cloud chasers. They were working with a gold digger and a cloud chaser. This could be a leader, spiritual leader, a judge. Yeah, you foresaw this. They were plotting and planning here. Yeah, no. They're under divine judgment. You foresaw this. That's why, or maybe the divine told you to step back, let me do what I do. Their hearts have been weighed. This is a wake-up call, an aha moment, a spiritual awakening. They know they need to take accountability. This could be somebody at a distance as well. But you're not looking back. You're moving forward. You're mapping out your future, expanding your horizons. You know that the past isn't where you need to be. So you're not looking back. They could be making plans or trying to plan how to come back into your world. They want a second chance. Maybe the divine's giving them a second chance and they blew it. Did I stutter? Yep. Their hearts have been weighed. This is devil energy, karmic, toxic, codependent. They're bound. They try to bind you to the devil. Addictions, obsessions, codependency issues, wanting power and control. They're in their ego. This is a backfire. There we go. Bad news. You're trying to stop your forward motion. They're broke. This was unfair. They can't play games anymore. They're borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. They're in debt. They thought they'd make a profit off of you. It's the opposite. They're losing. They can't play games anymore. They're scared. They have no integrity, loyalty, or honesty. They lost control of the situation. They were never in control. They can't overtake you, overpower you. They're scared. They got their car repoed, got into a car accident. They don't want to take accountability. They can't overcome this. They can't move forward. It's not going anywhere. They try to scapegoat you. This is the end of the family or group, or the end of this home wrecker. Somebody's not happy. Because this could be Archangel Michael or somebody else in a position of power and authority. This could be a CEO, police, judge, lawyer. Somebody speaking the truth here, okay? Could be a doctor as well. Somebody's not happy. Could be you, could be anybody, male or female. But you spoke your truth. You're very learned, astute, intelligent, wise. You speak the truth and only the truth. You have authority, spiritual or otherwise. You know your value and your worth. If they see your value and your worth, somebody thinks they still have an opportunity with you, or this can't be ignored. This person, if it's not you, it's a professional of some sort, this can't be ignored. Okay, this is a false contract. Somebody made some poor decisions. They're getting some consequences. It was all one-sided, stacked against you. If this is a relationship, it was their way or the highway. There was no harmony here. Someone didn't use their higher wisdom and discernment, made some poor choices. They're getting the consequences. It's karmic ties here, okay? They're not, yeah. Somebody's greedy and selfish, materialistic, a gold digger and a cloud chaser, very unstable, very jealous, unfaithful, can't be trusted, codependent and clingy. They don't know their value and their worth, or they're hoping you didn't know. You're male or female, doesn't matter. Somebody's very jealous. They want to wear the nicest things, the name brands, but yet don't want to work. They're lazy. Conscious awareness, taking action, manifesting. You have all the tools you need to get yourself out of poverty or to find your confidence here. You know that somebody wanted to ruin you. Somebody could be sick and or injured. Because Pentacles doesn't have to be solely about money or property or the tangible things. It's also about your health. So you know damn spanky that's, or they know that the ex or the karmic knows that somebody wants to come back in from out of the cold. They want to come back towards you. It's financial ruin, spiritual jail. That's what they manifested for themselves. But yeah, you found your confidence here. You healed your heart. This was a blessing in disguise. They know that this is financial ruin and spiritual jail for them because they were talking shit about you. They emotionally, mentally, and verbally and psychologically abused you. And they got caught doing whatever they were doing. They're not getting away with this. Yeah. So they got caught with a third party, or they got caught by their cult, coven, secret society, or friend group. Yeah, giving out false information. Misleading information, unrequited love, traumatizing you. They're going to tell the truth. They got caught. Somebody wanted you to come back into another toxic cycle with them, or this is their third party wanting your ex back. Yeah, they gave out some false, misleading information. Somebody could have lost a child. It could be a mother. Doesn't have to be. But you remained emotionally balanced, stable, and mature. If this is your family that was doing this behind your back, you don't have any good memories from them. This person doesn't want to heal their inner childhood wounds. That's not your problem. You remained, male or female, you remained emotionally balanced, stable, mature, loving, kind, nurturing, and sweet. Very generous of spirit and soul. Unconditional love, the biggest cup of love in the deck. You used your you used your intuition to get through this. You remain calm, at peace. Still loving. You kept your heart chakra open. First of all, love begins at home, right? Charity begins at home. Somebody said, yeah, they wanted to dismiss you, I heard. Reject you. Wanted you to feel rejected and abandoned. Again, losing children. Maybe this is the karmic trying to act like they're all good and, you know, they're a sweetheart, but maybe they lost children more than one time. Or they try to make you lose your children. They were doing spell work here. Page of Cups in reverse. They're not sorry for what they've done. No new beginnings. Somebody's having an emotional outburst. Immature, insincere, and childish. This is embarrassing and disgraceful. They were trying to embarrass and disgrace you. You hurt their pride or their ego. Gotta let this go. They have to let this go. There will be no new beginnings for them. They were holding a grudge against you. Yeah. Now they're scared. This is a scandal. So the third party or your ex or both got let go. They're sick. This is a scandal. They could have said you were sick. You were, I don't know, mentally unwell. They don't want to heal. They can't heal. Somebody's learning something. They're watching you online, spying. They're under surveillance and or involved in some sort of investigation. This is delayed communication from afar. It looks like somebody's getting caught by surprise. Do you know what I mean? They're going through a dark night of the soul. They said, maybe they said it online, that you were mentally, emotionally unstable. They're watching you to see if you're unstable. You're not. You put your past hurts behind you. So everybody's figuring out this person was a liar. They were vindictive, vile, cruel, bitter, and hateful. It's a liar. They're jealous. Yeah, they wanted to destabilize you, to appear unstable. They defrauded you and stole from you. This was not equally yoked. It was unbalanced. They could be heading towards bankruptcy, or they wanted you to. You can't do business anymore with these readers or practitioners or cults, coven, secret societies. Not very generous, this person. Don't want to pay up. This is fraud or theft, or they're going down a really bad route here. They're going to be arrested. It's illumination, letting go and letting God. You surrendered it to God. They can't sacrifice you. They're out like a martyr now. They could have been arrested elsewhere, far from home. They could be on the run. You overcame, persevered. You're moving forward in life. Spirit plucked you out of rough waters and brought you into calm waters. They could have attached some sort of tracker on you, or they're being tracked here. They could be at a distance. They want to come meet you in calm waters. Taking action, new beginnings, new passionate opportunities. You could be traveling. I don't know. They want to come back and have... they want to reconcile with you. Taking some action, new beginnings, new passionate opportunities, growth and expansion. What is this? Ace of Wands. What is this? They spent all this money on, yeah, seeing clearly what's going on here. You're going to be taking action based, or somebody else's. There's no more stalemate. They want you to unblock them, open your heart to them again, or they're opening up their heart chakra, whoever this is. No more. You're not in denial. You have no mental conflict here. Okay, you let them go for a reason. You're not afraid to make a decision. They made a bad. Yeah, you're not fighting or competing for whomever this is. They were attacking you. They're going to get let go. Physical, verbal, spiritual. They made allegations that were unfounded. Okay. They have no protection. They have no defense for what they've done. They never protected you. This is a warlock. Ooh. A poser, a player. They bit off more than they could chew. They didn't take the noble approach. No morals, ethics, or honor. What fuels this person is their own ego. They're conceited, they're arrogant, and they are prideful. But they're a coward down deep inside. They don't protect or defend the underdog. They only protect themselves. Yeah. A cult, coven, secret society, or third party. They're celebrating. You could be sick or they're sick. There's not going to be a reconciliation. They want to reconcile with you. They're angry. Somebody wants to reconcile with you. They're angry at the third party. There's a lot of partying, a lot of addictions, obsessions. They went to extremes, inappropriate behavior, no reconciliation, no conflict resolution. This is just out and out disaster. Could be a fallen angel if they got demoted. They think it's unfair. They're sick. Yeah. Not balanced, not fair. King of Pentacles could be you or someone else. Let's see. Who's this? King of Pentacles, a money manager, a husband. Could be a female in this energy. You're very abundant and very generous, hardworking, successful, loyal, dedicated to what you do. You're good with money. Obviously, not always, but obviously it's somebody of an age where they're established. It takes time to build up, right? Oh boy, yeah, they're malicious, ruthless, careless, and cruel, emotionally manipulative, emotionally unavailable, and immature, self-serving, and self-absorbed, vainglorious, and dangerous. They could be drinking under the influence of something else. They may want to open up emotionally towards you. They're losing their emotions. They can't master them. Why? Because you're innocent. You're having a new beginning here. They feel like a fool. Yeah. They're finding out you're innocent through divination. They have to pay you. Somebody's learning something. Somebody's gathered some information. Or they got paid. This is a child, something to do with a child. You're innocent. You took a leap of faith. You're starting over. This again, starting over. Started the practical approach here. You gathered some information. You learned. You've invested in yourself. There could be a small token of appreciation from this person because they want to open up. They want a new beginning with you. I don't know. They know it's going to be slow and it's going to take a while. It could be a child. You could be this child or somebody else. There's a child. Somebody's got to pay. That's the end of the deck, by the way. Okay. They said to get another deck. Oh, really? What deck do you want me to use? Just to see where this is going to go with the Page of Pentacles. It's also divination, right? You started maybe a channel and they were using your information. Yeah, blocked. There could be somebody's getting blocked. They're in denial. They're acting like a victim now. So maybe this has something to do with divination. Maybe they lost their spiritual gifts because of them doing divination abuse, and or if you are a reader of any kind, maybe somebody else was trying to steal your work and they're going to be blocked. Ooh, yeah, they're not loving, kind, nurturing, and sweet. They're not intuitive. Damn, they don't care who they hurt. They're superficial, selfish, and very... What's the other word I was looking for? Sorry, I was looking at my phone. They're superficial, selfish, and shallow. They don't care who they hurt. They're greedy and needy. They're always needy here. They were a third party, a collaboration or contract. They want help now. They had help. They're trying to build off of you. It's not going anywhere. This is their vision, but this is where it stops here. Yeah, this is a gatekeeper. They're being stopped, blocked. They're trying to build off of you. You're standing in your power. You're divinely protected and guided, or somebody else is standing up for you. The angels are blocking them. You are an earth angel. You're healthy. You're balanced, fair, patient. Yep, there you go. They're not happy. It's a parting of ways here. There's not going to be a reconciliation. They were spreading egregious gossip. You transmute and alchemize, by the way. This is the end of a group, cult, coven, secret society, or a third party. No more celebrating here. Because you're healthy, you're balanced, you still keep going. You transmute and alchemize. No addictions here. You're healed. Yeah, Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. They're not getting their wish fulfillment. That's just too bad. Somebody was a glutton. Somebody's satisfied here. You put your past hurts behind you. They're going through a dark night of the soul. That's what they wanted for you, to be emotionally, mentally unstable. This was a scam. Doing spell work. It went back on them. They didn't want to support you. They didn't want you having friends or love. But this is victory, success, reward, recognition. It could be out in the public eye. It could be being played out publicly. You're built. See this war horse? This war horse is armored up. So you're built for this, you know? Somebody was bragging or showing off. Look what we can do. Love bombers, showing off, wanting the attention. Yeah, showing off. This is you. You're not showing off. This is victory for you. You are a leader, or somebody else is coming in that's standing up for you. This is divine feminine energy. Could be one person, could be two, could be a couple. This is sanctioned by the divine on a platform. It could be a couple on a platform trying to pretend they're leaders. There's divine feminine energy, male or female, creative. That's their creations. No, they took it from other people. The truth is coming out. This could be a platform, an institution, the divine himself, or this a marriage or commitment or contract, or you could be spiritually high ranking. They're being exposed here. The truth is out. They got to face their shadow and their fears here. There's no more confusion. It's over for them. They wanted this for you. You're the Phoenix rising. It's over for the third party. The Lovers in the upright. Or this person's not, they didn't want to ascend. They didn't want to use their higher wisdom and discernment. Or it's over for a contract. Or it's a contract to take you out. Conscious awareness here. You're manifesting. If they were trying to take you out, doing spell work against you to take you out, they manifested it into their own lives. This is a narcissist, a sociopath, or psychopath, pathological liar, user, abuser, cold, calculating, and cruel, male or female. They had no authority to speak on your behalf or to take action on your behalf, or they're just dangerous. They're self-serving, not very smart, stealing money, missed opportunity, right? Trying to steal your spiritual gifts or your inheritance. They're willing to do whatever it took to win, right? But everybody that they worked with are taking on losses. Now they got to make a decision because of their decisions. They're watching you from afar. You're still moving forward. They were greedy and selfish. They didn't want to let go of you. So parting of ways, lack of trust, karmic soul ties. Don't see eye to eye. There's disharmony here. You're protected. You're stable and secure. You're still moving forward. They didn't want to let go. It didn't serve or what didn't belong to them. They're trying to protect themselves. They're on their own now. They're greedy. They're seedy, I heard. Wow. Okay. Greedy, seedy, and I don't know. They're a fool. You're a fool. You're innocent. You took a leap of faith. You have a new beginning. Yeah, you mastered your emotions, your craft. You have a lot of work. You put a lot of work in. You were very diligent. Put a lot of effort into whatever this is. You're successful. It's a lot of discipline here. You peeped through the game. You saw through the illusions. You freed yourself from whatever this is. You're not they can't bind you. Or it's a non-binding contract for work. Or they broke the contract. People are trying to distance themselves from this person. You have no codependency issues. You're not addictive. You don't have addictions. You have no obsessions. They can't bind you. Non-binding contract. People are heartbroken. There's an attack here. They're gaslighting other people. See the gas mask? It could be something happening quickly, fast communication, fast action. Running out of options. They don't have a choice. Okay? They have no one to coerce or bribe or tempt. All that glitters is not gold. It was all illusions of a happy family, of happiness here, of this group. This was an injustice. Trying to block you, STDs, blocking communication, 8 of Wands beneath that. So they were blocking your communication, your fast forward motion. So they're getting it for what they've done to you. It seems like it's more than one. Blocking somebody's emotions or intuition. Father, could be a female in this energy. They're being blocked here. They're trying to block you. You remained emotionally balanced, stable, mature, stoic. You're not wearing your heart on your sleeve. You're highly intuitive and psychic. Someone's getting some good advice here. They better, yeah, loss of children. It's not their child. Maybe there's children involved. Loss of a child. They're feeling nervous. They got the bubble guts here. They're feeling some kind of way. There's a lot of trauma bonding. You have no good memories of the past. Giving out false and misleading information. It's not going to go anywhere. They don't want to take accountability here. They could have lost a child in a car wreck. I'm so sorry for that. They have trauma from a car wreck. They got the car repoed. They can't overcome something. They can't move forward. This is not going anywhere. No discipline. No direction. No structure. It could be stopped. It's not going anywhere. They can't overcome this. So they could have turned a whole whack of people trying to stop you based off of misinformation, turning a whack of people against you, or somebody's working for organized crime. It could be the mob. It's turned on them now. It's a financial ruin, spiritual jail. They want to come back in from out of the cold, or they're injured or sick. They lost, trying to find their confidence here. Sorry, I just want to get more info. Still going out there, rejected, feeling sorry for themselves, grieving, regretting losing a child. because of their greed. They're having an emotional outburst. So they're not sorry for what they've done. They were using spell work because of greed. This is a bully, okay? Greedy. Get rich quick schemes, okay? Money motivated. Only cared about their image and what money can buy. Yep. They lied. They were abusive and jealous. They're fighting with everybody. This is news you don't want to hear. They don't want to hear. They targeted you. They lied. They spread rumor, gossip, and slander. They were petty and they were cruel. They're stalking you and harassing you. It's all about money. Yep. Playing mind games, poking the bear, trying to get reactive abuse out of you. It's all lies. Okay? Play mind games and power plays. But you took the high road. You walked away. With your head held high, you didn't engage. You let it go. They don't want this conflict now. They don't want to be challenged. They don't have what it takes. They're scared. They're trying to intimidate you or scare you. Out of control. They can't control this. No integrity, loyalty, or honesty. They're going to have to humble themselves. Yeah, this is no news, bad news. They lied through rocks and hid hands. They felt entitled. They were drama starters. They needed outside validation. If they were stealing your intellectual property or your work or your creations, they're not very creative or inspiring. They're going down, not up. They're descending, evolving. They can't play puppet master any longer. They can't control you or others. They lied. No truth or clarity, no communication. You foresaw this. They lied. They're at a distance, something to do with their plotting and planning, something to do with this investment or to harvest from you, raise their numbers, level up. You foresaw this. Now they're worried. There's proof and evidence as to what they were doing. They're worried they can't eat or sleep. They have to tell the truth. They stole a home. They tried to destabilize you. They were non-committal. The party's over. There's no redemption. They lose their home, their business, their stability. It is what it is. Yep. Gotta let this go. They can't restrict you any longer. They're not renting space in your head, removing all obstacles. You got a lot of burdens here. They didn't care. They didn't care about the burdens they placed upon your shoulders. Yeah, it's too heavy for them to drop now. It's a tower. They're going to be arrested. It's Illumination. Everybody sees this for what it is. You overcame. They cannot delay you any longer. You surrendered it to God. You bossed up, took back your power. This is somebody else coming in. Brought you peace. They're going to bring you peace. They're contemplating, strategizing. They need to put something to rest with you. They're going to claim they were unaware. They don't want to be alone, or they don't want to be investigated. They got to drop this, let this go. So somebody else in the equation don't want to be investigated. Or they didn't want to go within and do that soul work, this higher level soulmate. So they're getting let go. They did too much here. They think it was unequally yoked. They defrauded you, wanted to hurt you physically. They're under judgment and they know it. They can't get away from this. They can't escape this. They're in hot water. They lied. They were vindictive, vile, spiteful, jealous. Now they're in their emotions here. They bore false witness. They did divination abuse. They didn't pay up. They can't pay up. No new beginnings. Didn't want to take a practical approach. Didn't want to do the homework. Didn't want to learn their lessons. They just wanted to juggle. And they were playing games here. We're the third party. They juggled with the divine. Now they're getting karma. There you go. It's unrelenting, I heard. The world is upside down. Unfinished business with the universe. And that's the way it is. They have no protection. This is not a victory. They wanted your destiny. Yeah, good for you. First, they have to take on your karma. Your high level soulmate. Yeah, right. So there's been a lot of secrecy here. They're getting a wicked clap back. They didn't want things to end. You could be a high priest or a priestess. You're highly intuitive and very psychic. You give good counsel. You could be a reader or spiritualist. You don't have to be. But you haven't spoken to these people in a long time. They were hiding and cloaking a lot. Sun in reverse. They could be sick. No truth or clarity. You don't trust these people. Yeah, player energy. They have to take accountability. They're trying to slow you down. They want to make a payment. They're losing hope. They want to pass themselves off as faithful. Saying that this is the rite of passage. No, they lost the rite of passage. They're for the streets. Okay? I hate to say it. So this is somebody that this could have been a higher level soulmate, and they were lording it over all the others that weren't. Okay? It doesn't mean that you're never going to rise above being in a karmic situation. We all get there. We've all been there. Okay? We're supposed to rise ourselves up from, there's drinking here. There's other things going on here. Prostitution. They wanted that life. They wanted to be the lord of that life. So let them stay there. This is not wish fulfillment. They could be sick. They're feeling ashamed of themselves. They certainly didn't want you having wish fulfillment. They have no spiritual protection. And people are losing faith in them, or they're losing faith. They're losing hope. Yeah, this is a backfire. They were trying to stop your forward motion. They've been stopped. No new beginnings, that's for sure. They wanted a life of luxury off your back. Somebody's having financial difficulties. It could have been a financial crime. They don't want to be alone. They can't mind their own business. They can't do it on their own. They're insecure, very insecure, unstable, greedy, selfish, codependent, and clingy. Trying to steal your inheritance, spiritual inheritance, or they're going to lose it all. Oh boy. Family discord. Even their ancestors are giving up on them. Yeah, and they were jealous because they were doing magic. They were abusive, a bully, a tyrant. They're angry, they're pissed. Yeah, they're a gold digger and a cloud chaser. They wanted you to look like that. Greedy and selfish and unfaithful, can't be trusted. This is somebody that's very manipulative and lazy, codependent and clingy, unstable. Yeah, they have to cut their losses. They're emotionally invested into being you. They don't want to move on. They're digging in their heels. Well, there can only be one you. Okay? I don't see what the big deal is. They hate themselves so bad that they're insisting they must be you. Is that how much you hate yourself, karmic? That's sad, really. I wouldn't want to be anybody but me. Thank you. Life is a gift. When we're born in this realm, the possibilities are endless. It doesn't matter what you've been through, who you are, what you've lived through, okay? I'm not minimizing your pain. What I'm saying is, no matter what you've been through, we can always heal and move beyond that should we want to. Some people want to stay in the poor me. It's fine, they can stay there. But don't bring others down, okay? There's good people that want to help others out, but these people, they don't see it that way. They think they're entitled. I don't want to do the work. I don't want this. I don't want that. They're getting some karma. 888, okay? This could have kicked off on Lionsgate portal. Big change. Big change. You're getting karma. You're getting abundance. There's a big change here. They're toxic. You knew that. You took time out to recharge. Breathe, let go, clear your mind. They're full of drama, arguments, and incompatible. You knew that, so you're not looking back. This is all done behind your back. Remain unfazed. They're trying to poke the bear and get a reactive abuse out of you, so don't fall for it. Remain unbothered. They're full of controversy, drama, scandal, truth coming out. People are giving them the cold shoulder now, or you've given them the cold shoulder, or they're trying to cause controversy in your life so people have nothing to do with you. Breakup, distance, separation. Why should you care? It's not that you're an uncaring, unfeeling person, but why should you care what's going on in the world after they try to destroy you? Leave them to their own, leave them to whatever's going to happen to them. You're not their mommy or daddy. Maybe you are. Who knows? But at a certain age, once you're past 18, you should be able to take responsibility for your own actions and words. If they're stealing work, well, they're going to have to deal with it. They're going to have to deal with what they lose. They're going to lose everything. Even the stuff they had before they started this stuff. Okay? That's just part of the karma. Where are we going with this? How are we ending this read? Ooh, map maker of destiny. I told you they were coming after your destiny. Authentic purpose, inspiration, and free will. They did this out of their own free will. They can't say they made me. I didn't know. I wasn't aware. It's a third party 24/6, right? It's a lover's higher level soulmate connection. You made the right choice. You've elevated and ascended, did that soul work, and healed. Everything's being recorded, right? Archangel Metatron. The Horse King. It's full of horse shit. 642, 2442. 6 in reverse. Yeah, they're nothing but a karmic now. They made their decision. They made poor decisions, and they have to reap the consequences. All one-sided coming. Yeah, the lady of the gift. So these people are losing their gifts. They wanted your gifts. Maybe they lost their gifts coming after you and they thought, screw that, I'm going to steal their gifts now. You know, they tried, they lost. They figured wrong. You can't take somebody's destiny. That is your covenant between you and God. That is your agreement. That is your contract. There's no way that God's going to allow that to happen. 20 in reverse. So judgment's already been passed. This is karma time. Generosity, receiving, and withholding. These people are not generous with anything other than the gift that keeps on giving, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, they were withholding and trying to hold you back from what's rightfully yours. This is Camel Boy 33. They're de-evolving. They're descending here. Small steps, asking for help. Yeah, these people are too proud. This could be a secret society. I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm just saying you have bad apples everywhere. The Well Watcher, wisdom, power of the divine, 7, moving forward, overcoming. This is universally driven. This is victory. They're going to be locked up here. It could be spiritual jail or man-made jail. It is what it is, or they're trying to keep you stuck, right? It's all going to be revisited upon them because they're going to learn a lesson. When we get karma, and I got my karma, and I most likely will again, I don't know. But when you get karma for something, you know where it's coming from and why, because it's so exacting and precise, right? So with the map maker of destiny, authentic purpose, inspiration, and free will. This is also both ally and challenger. When the map maker of destiny appears, it's a sign that you're being given an opportunity to transform fate into destiny. So this person was given an opportunity, or you were. You transformed it into destiny. They didn't. At birth, each human being is given a unique map with myriad paths that intersect with one another. Your map of destiny shows all the places you're meant to visit, places where you will be challenged to evolve into the highest aspects of the self. Remember that you're a spark of the divine come to earth to experience itself in human form. As such, your path is unique. It's also somewhat preordained, and fate represents the events in your life that were meant to happen and that you can't change. Fate is transformed into destiny according to how you respond to your circumstances. Destiny offers you the ability to make great opportunities out of fated experience, basically alchemizing and transmuting. So free will and choice are possible at certain points on your map. Now is one of those times. You're faced with a relationship or circumstance brought to you by fate. How you respond will lead you into your perfect destiny. Your ally may assume the form of a soul mate come to heal your heart and be your companion. Perhaps your challenger makes you face the things within you that must change in order for you to express your highest good. Maybe fate brings you an ally in the form of a wonderful new project or a challenger in the form of a failed business. No matter which form they take, all are perfect expressions of fate inviting you into your destiny. Pay attention as your map unfolds now, and remember that fate makes the map, but destiny is determined by the manner in which you engage your journey. Now, it all depends on how you handle these situations. There's a right and there's a wrong way. Like it says, there's a myriad of paths. Depending on what you decide to do and how you decide to deal with certain things, that's the path that's going to be laid out before you. Good or bad, it doesn't matter. We make our own choices at the end of the day, right? That's why he gave us free will. Yes, it's fated. Yes, there's certain things that you must go through. But put it this way, pain is inevitable in life. Suffering is to a degree, but needless suffering is not necessary. You don't need to suffer needlessly, I should say. Pardon me. There's some people out there that are quite comfortable in that state of suffering. Maybe that's all they've known. I don't know. They're afraid to let go of it. I don't know. I've known people like that. They're not themselves unless they're complaining and crying and asking and begging for help. Everything's a big mess in their life. They can't do this, they can't do that. But they're in control of their own lives. They act as if they're not in control. They are in control at the end of the day. The Horse King in reverse, challenger. The Horse King wants to know why you think you could do everything by yourself. Keeping control of everything around you is counterproductive and exhausting. You may lose an important opportunity if you insist on being stubborn. Somebody could also be a micromanager as well. They have their hand in everybody's life, you know what I mean? The Horse King is patient, however, and will wait for you to come to your senses and accept the help you need. You won't be able to reach your goal otherwise. So whomever's out there, listen. If you don't accept the help that you truly know you need, you're not going to reach your goals, okay? Yet the Horse King says that all it takes is a decision to jump on his back, ask for help, and graciously allow yourself to be carried to your destination. Let go of control and amazing things can happen for you. So you're dealing with a control freak. Or sometimes we, stop trying to control people. Sometimes we can't even control ourselves, right? So we have the Lady of the Gift in the challenge position. The Lady of the Gift says that the act of withholding isn't welcome in her world. In fact, withholding information is another way to lie. Are you doing this? Perhaps someone is doing it to you. Withholding something in order to keep you manipulated and controlled so you believe deep down you're not quite good enough. Now's the time for you to address the concept of withholding. If you see this in any aspect of your life, it's time for a change. Giving to others with the idea of getting something in return is also being warned against here. The best way out of this mire is to give with honesty and with an open heart and without expectation. The Lady of the Gift challenges you to be generous and compassionate. You can always start again. So whoever this is going to have to maybe owe you money, pay you back. The best thing for them to do is to pay you back, apologize, do better in life. I don't know. Maybe they will go to jail. I don't know. If they're trying to steal your work, stop it immediately. But I'm really I was picking up somebody is going to go to jail for something. I don't know if it has anything to do with this read or not. Or it's a contingent part of this. Sorry, these were all mixed up here. It could have something to do with this. I don't know. Angels, how are we ending this for the collective? What's your parting message for the collective, please? Everything's been documented. These people could have been under investigation because this person's logging everything. They have the looking glass here. They're watching and waiting. There's a home behind him here. So somebody could have been watching. They could be under some sort of surveillance, or they placed you under illegal surveillance. 1133 crossroads. Decision, intuition, guidance, choice, path, trust, direction. If you're at a crossroads and unsure which way to go, this number is a reminder to trust your intuition. Follow your gut feeling to guide you through your decision. 420. Somebody could be a pot smoker. Potential opportunities, adventure, dreams, courage, future goals. This card reminds you of your potential in life. With your angel supporting you, it's time to embrace your new opportunities and adventures and follow your heart towards the future. Reflect on your goals and aspirations. Congratulations. This is a decision. Getting on path. Making the right choice. Alignment. You're in alignment now. Or get yourself in alignment if not. Okay? Only you know what that is. So connections, friendships, romantic relationships, family, ties, balance, life choices, compromise, commitment, and trust. How do you move forward towards your life's true calling? Do what makes you happy. What's your passions? Your enthusiasm is what keeps you going. Follow your interest if it's, piqued by something. Following these routes will help you discover your life's purpose. 777. Perseverance. Keep going. Change of perspective, reflection, inner strength, wisdom, and light. I got little burps here. Sorry. My stomach's growling. I haven't eaten. So my tummy's giving me a hard time. So enlightenment. There's a need for a change of perspective on whatever has taken over you now. If you want to succeed, you need to keep going down the road you're on, meaning healing, working on whatever it is you're working on, trusting, evolving, ascending, following your heart. Take can't out of your vocabulary. Try at least, okay? So reach for the wisdom within, and then you'll just know what the right next step is. It's a reset. Limitless potential. Congratulations. You are starting over. But don't worry. Don't worry. You're not starting from scratch. You're starting from a place of experience, okay? You know exactly what to do now. So I'm just saying, this might have something obviously to do with relationships, whether it's love, family, friend, business, but you've been in a couple of relationships where you were taken advantage of. Nobody really took your emotions seriously, blah, blah, blah. Maybe they took advantage of you. They cheated on you. You went down that route before. Maybe you went down it a few more times until you learned the lessons that you come first, your feelings, your emotions. You're not here to placate everybody all the time, right? So you learned your lessons. You're starting from experience. Limitless potential, reset, relaxation, unknown, surrender, finish line, success, and victory. Congratulations. It serves as a timely reminder that anything can be accomplished. If you can dream it, there is no reason you can't make it a reality. That's how we manifest, right? If you can imagine it. And that's why imagination is so strong here, so important to be creative, to go back into the things that you had passion for as a child that brought you glee and joy for endless hours. That's where your passion lays, okay? That's where you should be going. It's working that imagination, that creativity, and that's how you manifest. If something is in the possession of another person, it also is available to you. So either somebody is holding on to something that belongs to you and they have to return it, and or if somebody else can do it, so can you. It's also available to you. So try to remain calm. What's meant for you won't pass you by. Let go of tension and relax. The only way it's going to pass you by, and let's be honest, is if you don't do the work. If you don't believe in yourself. You don't have to believe in God, but if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't get in alignment, it's not going to happen. You get in alignment, limitless potential. What I mean by alignment is if you want a new job, you can't find a new job sitting at home and moaning about it. You have to get out there and get your resumes out and network with people. If you want to get into a relationship with somebody, you're not going to find them sitting at home and moaning about it. You have to get out there and meet people. Put yourself out there. You have to be vulnerable. And that's vulnerability in both cases. No matter what you do, stepping out of our comfort zone makes us feel vulnerable, and we have to be okay with that. We have to do the work, okay? And Spirit will meet us halfway. Trust and believe that, okay? I hope you like the read. Congratulations. Until next time, take care.